One situation that comes up frequently that we address all the time is one parent is not following the custody order that's been put in place. Now, when this is happening, there are several things that you can do to rectify the situation or address it with the court so you're not going to get in trouble. The other person is going to get forced to comply with the custody order that's in place. The first is a motion for contempt. So that shows to the court, this is the judgment. This is what they're supposed to do. They're not doing it and they're violating the order. Please make them do it and pay my attorney fees and any other sanctions that the court thinks is appropriate. So motion for contempts are a good way to punish and penalize the non-complying parent. However, contempt motions kind of take a long time. So they take several months to get over, if not more. Motion for contempts are good if there's been a bunch of past stuff and you want to penalize this person and make sure that they're going to keep complying with that in the future. The second option is a motion to enforce with the court. Now, this is specifically useful and beneficial if there's a custody order and one parent's not turning the kid over to the parent that's supposed to have the children. You can file a motion to enforce with the court, which pretty much asks the court to order and force the other parent to comply with the custody order. We do this all the time. If one parent's not complying with the custody order, we file the motion, serve it on them. It's a very quick turnaround. Usually it's within 24 or 48 hours when you actually get the hearing. So they have to show up within 24 to 48 hours to the court, and the court will force them to turn over the kid. Now, when you're doing this, you have to make sure that there's not any extenuating circumstances that would justify the other parent keeping the children, such as, a safety risk, drug abuse, criminal charges, stuff like that. So if there's justification for that other parent from keeping the children in violation of the custody order, the court may not force them to do that. And that also might, if there's not the right evidence and you are maybe not complying with the order too, or they have justifications for not complying with it, and you file that motion to enforce, that could prompt the other party to take action as well. And what that could look like is a motion to enforce as well, like a dual motion to enforce. One could be a civil protection order, which is a completely separate case, which would ask the judge and the court to grant them sole custody of the kids because you were either stalking them or domestic violence. We'll go over civil protection orders in a different video, but that is one thing that the other party could do in retaliation for you filing that motion to enforce. The other one is a petition to modify the custody schedule, which sometimes the CPO, motion to enforce, and the petition to modify all come at the same time in combination with each other, which all kind of provide different relief for you and the parents. But that is one thing that you have to look at when you're looking at filing a motion to enforce or a motion for contempt, because all those things could come at one time. So if the other party isn't following the custody order, rest assured that there is remedies that you can get from the court. However, you need to look at the issues very carefully to make sure that you're picking the right remedy, the right action to take moving forward so that you're not going to get penalized by the court. The court's not going to look at you in a negative light if you're doing these things for the wrong purposes, because that happens a lot too. People file these motions for contempt, motions to enforce civil protection orders as a weapon, and that's not good for the kids. The court doesn't like it when they're used specifically for that. And it also kind of affects on your character and circumstances, which is one of the factors that the court will look at. So when you're faced with the other party not complying with the custody order, make sure that you are following it and crossing all your T's, dotting all your I's before you move forward with that, because it could come with some consequences if you're not successful in those motions.